This is my take on the Panasonic 35-100mm f2.8 zoom lens. In looks, feel and specification, it matches Panasonic's 12-35mm f2.8 zoom and is the second of their what you might call professional lenses. Let's take a look. For the equivalent of a 70-200 f2.8 on full frame, it is very small and light. It weighs in at 360 grams, about 3/4 of a pound, or 12 ounces. Its full frame equivalent would be maybe 3 or 4 times that. In my view, that's the main advantage of Micro Four Thirds over APS-C or full frame, the lightness and compactness of the equivalent lenses. Body size is less important since it has to be a certain size to make the controls usable. The lens is about 100mm or 4 inches long and is made in the rather handsome dark grey finish that Panasonic like. It's made of high-grade plastics with a metal mount and it feels like a quality item in spite of its relative lightness. It makes you want to pick it up and hold it. For me, that tactile attribute of equipment is very important. It comes with a rather old-fashioned looking deep round lens hood which fits neatly backwards on the lens, making it nicely compact for carrying in a small camera bag or even a pocket. The lens is weather sealed and a nice touch is that it takes the same 58mm filter size as its shorter sibling, so if you like polarizers or effect filters, one size fits all. In use, the 35-100 felt most odd at first. Something strange, something missing, something not quite right. I soon realised what it was. The 12-35, the 14-140 and the 1-300 zooms all trombone in and out as you alter the focal length. The 35-100 doesn't trombone and it's odd, like when you pick up what you thought was a bucket full of water and in fact it's empty. It throws you a bit. It makes zooming uncannily smooth and luxurious feeling. And the focusing is internal, so this is a zoom that feels exactly like a fixed focal length to use. The focus ring is silky smooth too, and the f2.8 aperture makes manual focusing a cinch if that's your thing. The only other control on the lens is the on-off switch for Panasonic's power image stabilization, which works just fine. The lens feels like it was made for the GH3, but just as good on smaller cameras due to its relatively light weight and compact dimensions. It would suit the Olympus OMD down to the ground, I think, but it's very nice on the G3 and I guess the G5 too. Here are a few shots showing the different perspectives such a zoom can draw. The London wheel with Parliament behind. The Hayward Gallery. One of my favourite things, a busy city scene made to look even busier by the crushed but still natural looking perspective of a 4x telephoto. What about the performance? Central sharpness is superb right through the range. The edges fall off a bit at f2.8 in the centre of the range, as is usual with lenses of this type. Used at f4 or 5.6, I doubt you'd find fault at all. I habitually use it at f2.8 without qualms anyway, but if really must have edge-to-edge crispness for a shot, as I said, stop it down a little. It's hard to show lens sharpness on video, but here are some comparisons. They are all 100% pull-ups from the centre of the frame at the 100mm setting. Here is the Panasonic 14-140 zoom at f5. This is the Panasonic 100-300 zoom at f4. And the 35-100 at 2.8. And this is the 35-100 f5.6. That is pretty damn sharp. Focus speed is as fast as I've come across. Here it is focused on my little blue man at about 1.5 meters. Move him and have the camera refocus to a distance. In practice, almost instantaneous. This solid performance is maintained at low light levels too. Now, how about those beloved shallow depth of field effects? Here's a portrait at f2.8 with the lens on 45mm. Stands out quite nicely. Don't throw out your Olympus 45mm though. Here is that at f1.8, even nicer. And here's a 100% pull-up of the centre of the zoom shot. That's pretty impressive, I think. I find distortion is unnoticeable right through the range. And CA, chromatic aberration, it's minimal. It's pretty much not there, a non-issue for me anyway. So, to sum up, This is a valuable addition to the Micro Four Third photographer's armoury. For many photographers, this lens paired with the 12-35mm would be all the glass they would need. You have the equivalent of a 24mm wide angle to 200mm telly, all at a constant f2.8 in just 2 optics. Add a weather-sealed body like the Olympus OMD or Panasonic GH3 and the result is a very capable and versatile outfit consisting of just 3 items of gear. I wonder if we'll ever have one lens at a 12-200mm f2.8 zoom of equivalent sharpness and performance to this duo. I think probably not, and such a lens would probably be bigger and heavier than these two combined anyway. But back to this lens on its own. Insofar as it matters, it's a real good looker. Focus speed is lightning quick, especially with the firmware upgraded to the current 1.1 version. It has excellent performance, handling and build quality. I'm struggling to find any bad points. All I can think of is that edge sharpness is not up to centre sharpness all the way through the range. The only other criticism could be the price. It's way more expensive than other Micro Four Third zooms. But it's unique in its field. It has a constant wide aperture, non-tromboning construction and is weather sealed. In my view, its price matches its construction and professional spec. Is it a bargain? No. But, like its 12-35mm stablemate, you are getting what you pay for. Thanks for watching.